Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour, live from the Real Talk Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Sensudi, the penguin munching, night loving,
only for
Mike
tonight.
Clankoff.
Only for tonight.
Temporary. Listen, penguins. Listen, penguins.
Not a true fan.
You're his one true love. This doesn't mean anything. It's just a one-night stand. Anyway, right over there, the great Denson, Dean Sensi.
Hello.
Still wearing whatever that is. And then over here is the Dark Wing, Brian Daly, who will get another opportunity to shine in the spotlight. No, we are not crowning the greatest Anaheim Duck in history. Oh,
Thank
no.
God.
We did that already.
We did that already. We are doing the Western Conference predictions.
Brian's a little happy.
Yes.
A little bit.
So, this little show that will probably go off the rails in about
30 seconds.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh,
Anyway.
look,
That was a
there
good
it
feel.
goes.
No.
Brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accounts, located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. Give them a call, 215-369-3300. Tax season will be back before you know it, so be ready, be prepared, and call Gibson Mayer. You had it right there. So.
Listen.
Oh, I know.
You break it, I break you.
Yeah, I know. The sweaters would get pulled over the heads, and
Yeah.
the fists would go flying.
Got to get your elbow pad out first.
Yeah, get the elbow pad loose.
all right, Dave, you need to calm down here.
But before you do anything, though, you have to take the gloves off.
Yes.
He,
Make
he
sure
might be
you
right
know.
on one of
Yeah.
them.
Always dropping the mitts.
Always.
By the
drop-
way, Brian, I want to thank you for all these jerseys
yes,
tonight.
Brian decorated for the theme of the show.
Yeah, I'll be
today.
doing the same thing next week when we do the Eastern Conference as well.
I have a few.
I got a
I
couple.
have one.
I'll only bring one. And I won't bring the most hated.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously we got the Flyers covered, Devils, Penguins. I can bring a couple. I can bring Canadians. I can bring a couple more. I can't remember. I have so many.
We'll bring teams that we don't hate.
Sounds
How's
about
that
right.
sound?
That sounds good.
Just one Penguins jersey. It will be on my body, though.
Speaking of teams that we don't hate, of course that makes us only 2 of us in this room, maybe 3, is the
say 2.5.
Flyers. Yeah, okay.
2.5.
Yeah, the Flyers have finally done something. Christ, it took them forever.
Yeah.
But yes, finally, Ivan Provorov, 6 years, back in Philadelphia. Thank God.
Huge signing.
I was-
And they got him
Something-
at a good price,
There's
too.
definitely something
Yes.
the Flyers needed.
Yes, we did. And
Now they
thank
have to
God.
get TK.
Yes, now all we need is TK, and then it'll be complete. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. But anyway, still,
Same deal as last week. Waiting on.
you're going to be waiting
He's probably going to
forever.
get something similar to what Provy just got.
Which would be right.
um,
I mean,
Yeah.
for that contract, it
Listen.
would, you know.
Even Trevor, he wants to know. Contract talk. Let's talk about Provy.
Oh, don't worry. I was just saying what the title of the show is. We're going to get to the Pro-V. Don't panic, Trevor. Don't panic. You know we got you. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so, yes, Provorov back with the orange and black for the next 6 years. That is huge for the Flyers because we were always talking about how Gostisbehere could be the future captain. There was only one other person that was being brought up in that conversation, and that was Provorov. And it's like, great, we can keep both. Thank God. I'm so happy with that.
Listen, I honestly thought he was going to get a lot more money
I
than
agree.
he got. I thought that he was probably going to be breaking 8 to 9.
Yes.
9 and a half.
I agree. I agree.
Obviously, we know how talented he is.
Yes.
We've seen it. And last year, he did take a step back. But I blame a lot of that on the coaching, and I blame a lot of that on who his partner was. What's up, Sean Masterson? He said, first time listening. What's up, gents?
Yo.
How's it going, brother?
Hey.
What's going on?
What's
Special
good,
little
bro?
shout out.
Welcome to the Hockey Happy Hour family.
Got to comment the team. I got to know who he likes.
Yes, who's your team?
Let us know, Sean. But yeah, I think this is a great deal. I think it's more of a team-friendly deal. I think you're getting a more realistic price for what Provorov is as a player, and even if he outperforms his contract, that's a good thing. So when
He will.
his contract, and
He
that's what
will.
everybody hopes because He's very talented. He came right on the team right out of camp.
Well, here's
no.
We know
Go ahead.
we know the skills that he has, the talent he has.
There's always room to possibly extend him in
Blues.
the near future.
Blues, baby.
The
Blues, baby.
Well,
Awesome.
welcome. We have a representative right here of a Paul Correa jersey, actually.
No, that's actually my blank one.
Oh, that's your blank
It's
one.
his blank.
Well, the
My
exact,
blank official.
Yeah.
He has the
Authentic.
He has the exact same one with a Paul Correa on it, so you can imagine it. But anyway, and congratulations, by the way, on the Blues winning their first ever Stanley Cup.
Lived in St. Louis his entire life.
Nice.
Thanks
Well,
for joining us, Sean, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey,
absolutely.
appreciate it. And like I said, congrats on the cup.
Yeah,
so,
man. Thank you, actually.
you did
for
us
beating
a
Boston.
huge favor
Thank
by
God.
beating Boston.
We're all
Thank
happy here.
God.
We're all
Yes,
happy.
Yes. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, I do like the situation that Pro V's in right now. But here's the thing. And like you were saying about the whole taking the step back, now he'll have either Justin Braun or he'll have Matt Niskanen.
Probably be Matt Niskanen.
Probably Niskanen, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a great partner to have.
Yes, great partner to have. He can learn from Niskanen, who's been on Stanley Cup winning teams, as you obviously know.
All the
And
Caps.
Yeah,
He
well-
wasn't with us.
And he's a much
Well,
better.
no, he
he's
was-
a much better pairing partner than Andrew McDonald.
wait, was he on? Was he
No,
on?
he left that year.
No, 2009. Was he on the team?
No.
Oh, he wasn't on
Nah,
the
he
team yet?
didn't
Oh,
come
okay.
over till like 2012,
Oh.
11.
Okay, then never mind then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he came over with the. Oh God, we got him and James Neal for
Oh God, I hated James Neal so
for
much.
somebody. Oh my God, who
Don't
was
worry, he's in Edmonton now. You're not gonna have to worry.
I
about
know,
it.
we don't have to
I'm
worry
pretty
about
sure
him
it
anymore,
that was
yeah.
the package. It was him and James Neal for somebody else, and it was an absolute steal. James, I mean, we didn't win obviously, but James Neal had like a 40-goal season. Obviously, working on a power play. I think he had like 24 power play goals. It was something ridiculous.
I hated James Neal so much when he was playing
But
for you guys.
honestly, though, when he left, went to Nashville, and now in Calgary or wherever he's at now, I don't even. Is he still playing in Calgary?
no, he's playing in Edmonton.
Edmonton.
James
Edmonton,
James
okay.
Neal just got traded to
Okay.
Edmonton for Milan
See,
Lucic.
I was going to say that I know he's been a journeyman since he left Pittsburgh, but he hasn't done shit.
It's kind of the same thing of what happened with Maxim
He-
Talbot
he
after
got
he
his
left
big-
Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, but there's a whole different level of play there.
He
I
got
mean,
his
James
big-
Neal is better
He's
than
got
Talbot.
Well,
he got
man,
his
let's
big
look at it this
contract.
way.
He's done nothing.
Yeah,
James Neal went from Pittsburgh to Nashville, or vice versa.
from Pittsburgh to Nashville
Yeah.
because
So
we got
we-
him from Dallas.
After he left Pittsburgh, we saw that he had a very good,
That's right.
what was it, like 3 or 4 years in Nashville,
yeah,
hitting 30, 40 goals a year, and then finally moves on, and then you see him break down
Yeah.
as a player. I mean, he had a good first year in Las Vegas, but
oh yeah, shit, he was in Vegas too.
he was for, I think he was just there for the
For-
1 year, yeah.
Yeah, he was there for a cup of
Because
coffee.
then he went to Calgary,
And then he went to Calgary
which I
last
thought
year.
was going to be a great fit for him, and he had like 18 points total or something stupid like that.
I correct myself. He wasn't there for a cup of coffee. That's if you've only been there for half a season. He was there for 2 cups of coffee. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, we know what James Neal is, and unfortunately, he just might be done. He might not just have anything left in the tank. But then again, it could be a situation where Calgary just wasn't a fit for him.
Yeah,
Who knows? But on top of the Provorov deal,
yeah. Just real quick on that too. I mean, we're talking about outplaying that contract, which I think you will, because we were saying 8 to 9 was the range that we were looking at before. To me, this contract's a steal.
it is.
You know?
It is. And here's the thing, though. And there could be the debate from the Flyers faithfuls, like, does he deserve it? Does he not deserve it?
Which they're already having.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're having it.
Of course. I mean,
first
you're
off,
gonna have it with
here's-
anybody.
Here's my thing. It's like, yes, he deserves it. The major reason why is, yes, he took a step back last year, but it is not all his fault. The team itself took a
Again,
step
this-
back last year.
Honestly, it's the first
Both
time in a
our
while
teams
that I'm actually scared of the Flyers this year. Honestly, I mean they've actually filled needs.
Yes.
and it's get
We got
put that face away.
I know,
But
'cause
they've actually
Ryan
done
is
what they
excited,
needed to
too.
do for a
Yeah,
change,
They went
you know?
and got veteran D-man, which they've been needing. I've been saying that all season
Not worried
long,
about you
that's
guys.
who we needed. On top of not only did we have veteran D-man, we actually have a goalie now for once in our damn
Yeah.
lives, finally.
You say that all the time, but we'll
Don't
see.
talk. You traded for that goalie problem. Enjoy Corey Schneider getting hurt before the season even freaking begins.
I
again.
wanna jump into some of these comments real quick because they're coming in a little fast. David Raska says, "What's up, boys? What's up, Dave?"
What's up?
Trevor Harris says, "What's up?" He also wants. I'm assuming he was talking about our West Coast predictions. We're gonna get to those in a few minutes.
Yes, we will.
Kyle Meager, who you can catch on the weekly update, and the Sports Hounds
Yes.
says hockey season's about right around the corner. Rookie tournaments have already started, so games are being played.
They are. They are.
Trevor Harris, bride deal for TK. Is he going to get the Bride deal?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so because, I mean, really, when you look at it, you gotta look at the cap situation. You gotta think about other contracts that are coming up too. That will be other young guys because we got a lot of young guys on this team, and some of them are still working on their entry level deals. So their price is going up soon. It's gonna be a little bit different than than the veteran guys. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if Jake Voracek winds up leaving the Flyers real soon because think about it.
Well, he doesn't have a no movement clause, so it's a possibility.
The reason why I say that is, yes, the Kevin Hayes deal is never going to get moved, and Claude Giroux is never going to get moved. So if you think about odd men being out, the odd man out originally was Wayne Simmons. Well, Wayne Simmons is no longer here. He's going to be on your team for 1 year tops. And then on top of that,
good. I mean,
he
he'll
wants to get
score
booed.
35 points.
and then you know what's going to happen? He's going to go from that, and he's going to wind up on your guys somehow. You know what's going to happen at some point.
As long as he doesn't wind up in Anaheim, I'm good.
Difference is we're paying him 5. They'll pay him 7.
No.
For 3 years.
We can't afford that. Yeah, for 3 years. I mean, that would be a better contract. That's cheaper than what the Devils are paying.
All right,
Because I don't think he's worth $5 million.
And then
at
we
this
had
point
cap
of
to
his-
spare
you
this
know.
offseason, so who cares?
Hey, maybe
Well.
he'll be like Jerome McGinley, get you a cup.
Yeah, that worked out well.
touching
That's
one.
just in. Ovechkin to the Penguins.
Colin Meager says,
Oh,
I wouldn't be mad.
If that happened,
I wouldn't be mad
if
as
that
much as I
happened,
hate
then
that
the
guy.
Penguins are gonna win
That would be
3
stupid to
cups.
say no.
Anyway, yeah,
But
go
welcome
on.
to
yeah.
cap hell.
Colin Meager says, will the Ducks be a better team this year, Brian? I'm going to say no, but I want your opinion. They're going to be
Wow.
better. They're not going to be – I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
They won't compete. no.
Realistically. Not with San Jose, Vegas, Calgary, Arizona. You can even make an argument for Vancouver. I think they're going to be a much better team this year. I think they're going to be a better offensive team this year. But I still think they're going to have a lot of adjustments to make with Dallas Eakins taking over behind the bench.
Trevor's got a good point there, not to cut you off.
What
else
was
we got?
Trevor's point?
He's saying that there is a chance that he's going to be part of the expansion draft for Seattle.
That actually
No,
could that's possible, and if that does happen, that's a no-brainer that they would take him. Which is fine. I mean,
It was kind of like Vegas with Fleury.
Fleury,
I mean,
it
he
was-
was
yeah.
obviously the best goaltender available.
and
you
really
know.
at the end of the day with Jake, I'm like him leaving Philly. I'm like I mean he did fine for the Flyers during his tenure here. I don't really hate anything except for the fact he used to turn it over all the time, which I won't miss that if he does go in that case. But it's like, all right.
Pretty sure he's led the team in assists since he's been there, though.
Yeah, and he's contributed so much to the
If
franchise.
not Giroux,
and
but
well,
he's
one of the
he's
two.
second if it's not first.
One of the two.
He's top. He's up
Either
there.
way, I look at it this way. Voracek, he's done very well for the Flyers while he was here. I mean, hey, it is what it is. He's an older player. We are getting younger, and you know what? if we got to sacrifice him to keep a Nolan Patrick, then so be it, because that's the player that I'm thinking of will probably be the straw that breaks the camel's back on Voracek is when it's time to re-up Nolan Patrick for his contract. So, yeah, we got to keep that in mind. He's working on his entry-level deal. Anyway.
Same
All right,
time,
so-
same time Heischer's going to be on his last
Entry-level.
year also.
Yeah.
Yep, same draft. Sean Masterson, Patrick Maroon at Tampa Bay. He thinks it was a good move. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For the deal he
Yeah,
signed, heck yeah.
Yeah, very team-friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob Brinkman, chime in. You can catch him on the Sports Hounds on Monday night at 8 o'clock on ATG Radio here. He says, I'm an East Coast guy, so I'll go East Coast squad wins. Go Flyers. Referring to our poll question.
Yes.
Which
We'll be doing the Eastern Conference next week.
Yes. But the poll question is, which you can hit agree to disagree on. I think it pops up on the Facebook live feeds. You can hit underneath, as well as anybody else can go to and click agree to disagree on. It is that I believe it was a Western Conference team will win the Stanley
Yep.
Cup. Yeah, I forgot my own Twitter question. Jeez.
A Western Conference team will win the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Agree, disagree.
See, this is what happens when we sign Provorov.
Which I agree.
I absolutely lost. And the reason why I bring it up is because even though the East has been particularly strong, every once in a while the Western teams will get a hold of the cup and just keep it, and they won't let it go for whatever reason.
Well, that's
you
what
know?
it's been the last few years. I mean, there's been maybe three Eastern teams have won the Stanley Cup over the last 10 years?
Washington and Pittsburgh and Boston.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Literally.
Those are the only
Yeah.
three. Because you have Los Angeles, and they traded off with
and it was
Chicago.
Boston twice, right?
Boston twice.
Pittsburgh twice, and then Caps.
No. Boston only won it once. They
Did
won it in 2011.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it
Because
was
the
once
only
or twice.
reason why they won it is because they were playing Vancouver, who can't win a Cup of Sailor, sorry asses. But
Yeah, that's right, because they lost to Chicago.
yes, they lost the second time around, and then they lost to St. Louis, obviously, last year. And then St. Louis, which is another Western Conference team you add to the list, who just joined the Cup Club along with Washington.
Yeah,
I mean,
good
it
for
just
them.
goes to show you how strong the West is. Like, I'm not putting anything against the East. The Eastern Conference has really, really good teams,
Yeah.
but it's like night and day between the two because it's two different styles of hockey. You got one that's finesse and one that's a little bit more gritty.
Gritty. Yeah.
Gritty. And the grittier teams have been winning because they've been legitimately wearing out the finesse teams. Just
You know,
hitting
agree.
them. Like,
You
that's
know what?
it's the only reason why St. Louis won is because they were the grittier team.
You know what the shame of it is? We would get so, tagged if we ever tried this. Anytime we ever say gritty, we should have just have a picture of gritty to show up on the screen. But we would get copyright striked. Screw you guys.
All right, I
Should
want
be
to
allowed
jump back
do
into some
that.
more of these comments. This question's for you there, Dean.
Done.
Rob Brinkman wants to know how good are the Devils and the Rangers going to be? Are their rookies really all that? I can answer the second part. I'm going to do that real quick. Yes, they are.
When it comes
Yeah.
to Jack,
Yes, they are.
When it comes to Jack Hughes, he has the complete skill. He's clearly more skilled than Heischer. I want to tell you that right now. But when it comes to Capo Caco, I think right now Caco is 100% NHL ready. Hughes is going to at least need 1 to 2 seasons to really get into it. I'm not saying he's not going to do good this year, but watch out for the next 2 seasons coming up.
See, it's not necessarily the Devils' rookies that are a question mark. It's their goaltending. That's really
I
the
agree.
question mark. That's the only thing that's really holding you guys back from being competitive, at least long term. Even if you make the postseason.
What,
even
Corey
if you-
Schneider's not good enough?
I mean, he's the Michael Neuwirth of the New Jersey Devils. So, I mean, but I would.
Problem is, that's what happens when you had the best goalie in the league for 18 years, and then he retires, and now they have to figure out what they're going to do.
The Rangers are going to have to figure that out pretty soon.
Georgiev's not bad. I mean, obviously he's not Henrik Lundqvist, but Georgiev, when he does play, I mean, he played definitely a lot more last season, but he's not bad.
Well, unfortunately, this is.
But he's obviously no king.
Yeah, he's
no king.
kind of
Henrik.
the Band-Aid over the cancer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, we're going to have to probably draft a goalie real
Yeah.
soon.
And that's the thing about the Devils preseason. It's either going to be they're going to go Schneider day 1 or Blackwood day 1.
Jump back to some of these comments. Here. We got a lot rolling in. Jason Martinez with the Fanatic joining us once again, saying, "What's up, fuckers?"
What's up?
Hey.
What's going on, my man?
Oh, you weren't here the last time he was here with us, were you?
No.
No, that's right.
But hey.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, feel free to take all shots you want. This guy's a Penguins fan. Just wanted to let you guys know
Listen,
that one.
he's a little upset with us. He says, "Hockey happy hour," and I'm home. What the fuck? we got to get this guy on.
Well, I mean,
We got to get Jason on here.
Hey, we're open to it, man. Anytime you want.
He says he also goes on to say, "Love the deal. Years 3 to 6 will be huge steal and great contract for the team."
You're missing the most important one.
Oh, I did miss one. All right. Fucking right.
Wow! Damn it, Brian!
Scrolled a little too far. He says these dudes rule. They actually talk about hockey. Yeah, that's the point of the show.
We do get
Talk about hockey.
sidetracked, but of course.
I
we,
mean, what,
real talk.
us get
That's-
sidetracked?
yep.
Nah, we don't get sidetracked.
As long as
he
the
said something
Anacondas
for
don't
you
show
there,
up.
Mikey.
What was
he said,
that?
He said something for you there. He said, "Fuck the Penguins." That's for you.
Thank you.
Agreed.
It's not my first time hearing it.
Hey, man, anytime you want to take a shot at Mikey, open season. Oh, and feel free to take a shot at him, too, because he's a Devils fan. But anyway.
let's see what else we got here. We got.
Listen, I have no problem. I've had hate my whole life, okay?
I mean, being a Pittsburgh fan in this,
era,
era, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's,
You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
Trust me, I get the same thing with being a Patriots fan in this era. So
Oh, I forgot. Wow. Damn. Whew, I forgot about that
damn.
one. Phew.
Let's get back to some of these comments here. Kyle Meagher says the Flyers will shock a ton of people this year. Carter's the real deal and will win us games on his own, which we haven't had in forever. And I really think they're building a much better defense in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with bringing in
Oh.
Niskanen and Braun.
we have a rumor coming in about TK right now.
What is the rumor?
Jason just told us that he was looking at something on NHL, going 3 years, 4.25 to 4.5 million a season.
How much?
That's actually not a bad deal.
That's
at all.
4.25 to 4.5 million a year for 3 years.
I mean, that's fine because that will give us room and that will buy us time to be able to extend him and give him a bigger payday in the near future. Because He's
It's
definitely
the Mitch Marner effect.
Yeah, and he's definitely worth a hell of a lot more than that. But I would definitely say that, it'll buy us time, at least, until we have a better cap situation.
Agreed. What else we got going on here? We got Brian Wilson. What's up, Wills?
Hey, what's up, Wilson?
What up?
Saying what's up. Kicking Kyle Meagher in the balls in some form, but that's fine. That's pretty funny, actually. Tom Arnone chiming in saying, I think the cup comes from the East. Hockey is crazy. It's hard to know sometimes. It really is.
It is.
You can't predict.
I mean,
it's hard to predict.
Really, it depends on what conference has the better goalies. At least most of the time it does at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Brian Wills also says, I'm ready to watch a young goalie blossom for the Fly Guys.
Oh, I know. It's
Agreed.
been a long time since we can say that.
Listen, I'm excited to see this kid in a full
I
season.
do. I want to see that full season. I mean, yeah, it's a question mark because it is his full first 82, but you know what? I have confidence in him, and that's the first time I could say I've had confidence in a goalie in a long damn time.
Oh, no, I
But
agree.
anyway.
Kevin Dixon wants to know why you're not wearing your Penguins jersey.
I told him because we're talking Western Conference tonight.
Fair enough.
Next week, obviously, I'll be
Trevor,
sporting
who
the
we
Penguins.
billing? Are we?
Stay over there!
Yeah, now you know how I feel on a weekly basis. Jason says TK was in Ontario and believes he's traveling to town tomorrow. What else? What else have we got here? Trevor, who we billing? We need to know. Who we billing?
I think it's pretty obvious he's booing these two right here in the room. I think it's
Oh,
pretty
I
obvious.
found the answer. We're billing Dean.
Yeah, it's
We
not
know
me.
Dean.
Yeah.
Trevor likes me.
He says Dean's a Yankee, Patriots, and a Devils fan.
Ugh.
The trifecta.
That is the three
Of
deadly
shit.
sins right there.
There it is.
Boo that man!
Boot up, man.
The unholy Triforce has arrived, and it comes in the form of Dean.
I've heard worse.
Jason says TK will still be restricted but arbitration eligible. Which
Okay.
I'm assuming he's meaning after the 3-year contract's up
Yeah.
if he signs it tomorrow.
Yes.
Interesting.
All right.
That's
so
if it's true.
That's it. That's all we got for comments at the moment.
All right,
We'll
then.
move into our Western Conference predictions.
Yeah, all right, then. I
I'm
think
down.
we are. So, Provy, back with the Flyers, 6-year deal, very team-friendly contract. He's definitely worth a lot more, but he'll prove that in these 6 years.
Real quick, I do have some Western Conference news in case you guys didn't hear about it earlier.
Sure. ahead.
Go right ahead.
Josh Morrissey of the Jets
Yep, I
also
saw
signed
that.
a 6-year deal or 8-year, $50 million deal with the Jets.
That's a
Right
huge
around
deal
the same
too.
price. So his AVV is going to be around the same price as Provy's.
Mm-hmm.
Between
Yeah,
that
that's a-
6.25,
that is a huge deal.
6.75. That's a great. I think that's a good
Yeah.
deal for the Jets as well.
The only question that
is
Winnipeg
relevant.
has is Line A. Where is Line A going?
I think Lane stays. I think he's going to get a deal done. He has 2 offers on the table right now. He's got a 3-year offer and a 6-year offer from the Jets on the table. I don't think that he signs anywhere, or gets traded anywhere. I think he stays in. I think he stays in Winnipeg.
Yeah, when it comes to my standing predictions, I have Lane playing with the Jets. So
Jason, have a good night, brother. Thanks
just
for joining.
Thank you,
Jason.
Jason. Have a good night.
Jace.
So just putting that out there now, when we talk about that division, I do have Lane staying in Winnipeg.
I do.
According to
I
my
do
standings.
too. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 teams that are asking about him, and I'm sure they're talking, but I don't see him going anywhere.
Devils.
Well, Devils I heard, Flyers I heard, Ducks I heard. I think the Canucks were a
and
team.
Rangers.
And Rangers.
Lane's not coming to the Flyers. I can guarantee you that right now. We
No.
won't we will not have the money to pay him.
No, I think the only way he would go to the Flyers if they send over Voracek.
I mean, that's fine.
I
if
don't
we
even
make that
necessarily think that's
deal,
even true.
But I mean, I think it would have to take more than Voracek anyway. You'd probably have to send a little bit more over to get Lane.
How much is Voracek making right now?
8.25
About that, yeah.
Okay.
ballpark. I know it's 8.
It's a lot of money, but I would say that at the end of the day, though, I think Voracek age-wise, I think that's the reason why you would have to send a little bit more over to Winnipeg to get Patrick Lane.
Well, Voracek is still under 30.
He is, but I think it's just like,
Well,
you
you have a guy that's not even in his prime yet, and Voracek, who's maybe in his prime, maybe towards the end.
I would say he's in his prime. He's still got years left on him.
And you
but
want a guy like Line A is a guy you can just mold still.
I mean, if
Voracek
There's
knows
not
how
much.
he's
There's
playing.
not much left from the mold. I mean, he's a franchise-changing type of player. We already saw his ability to play on the NHL level at such a young age. And Trevor, or not Trevor, sorry.
Not Trevor.
David, sorry. I got to yell at David real quick.
not
Lane's
gonna
not coming
happen.
to Anaheim.
I can see-
Lane's not coming to Anaheim.
I can agree with Falk though.
Falk might. He's got a partial no movement clause in his contract. Why do you do that every time?
Without fail.
Cue the
Fair
Ducks.
enough. Justin Falk might. He's got a no movement clause in his contract. Anaheim is on that list that he won't go. And to be honest with you, you just keep turning it up on me, don't you? You're a liar. They want to send Andre Kasha the other way, and I think you. It just never ends, does it? You put it on repeat.
Guys,
Of course I did.
So we stop laughing. Take your headsets off so we stop laughing. Okay, get it out.
As loud as possible.
Jesus.
3, 2, 1.
My hands are here. Okay, go on, Brian.
Had enough of this shit.
Already.
You say that every week, but you come back.
I don't know why I keep coming
He's
back.
a glutton for punishment.
I'm not a glutton for punishment. I like talking hockey. But Andre Kasha they want Andre Kasha to go the other way. Biggest Ducks problem is offense. Obviously, we know that last year they were the worst team in offense last year.
I agree. His hands did not move.
I hate you guys.
What did we do? We didn't do anything.
Yeah, new poll question. That's good. Should Brian come back? Put your assholes. I hate you all.
I gave it a heart.
Mikey's just
I
showing
gave it a
love.
heart. It's fine. No, it's not fine.
Mikey's showing love to our audience. That's what he's doing.
He's showing something.
What did Dave just say?
Honestly, Kevin Dixon says, honestly, at the end of I'm assuming at the end of the day,
Yeah, I'm gonna assume so.
Rob, don't join him. Please don't join him, Rob. Please don't.
Is that Pove or is that?
No, it's Pove.
Hey, Pove.
Pove, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, yes, Trevor, we did. I don't think we ever had it. Anyway. All right, Western Conference predictions. I'm done with the full.
All right, moving on.
I'm done with you guys.
Okay, so Western Conference predictions.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna.
start doing 1-minute videos to get my opinion out there. I won't get interrupted then.
You say that now.
Good luck.
Yeah. See, you say that now until Brodo starts downloading them and putting the
Good luck.
duck
He
sound
can't.
effect
He's
on
not
there.
editing my shit. I'll send it right to Tom.
Challenge accepted.
Tom's just gonna send it right to him, so I think
He
it
probably
defeats the
will.
purpose.
You probably will.
All right. So,
Sorry, Kev. I tried to get your comment out there.
yeah, so even
What did he say? At the end of the day, as long as the Stanley Cup is good every year, as always, I don't care who's in the finals. Stop messing with the Ducks. They're still a good team in my book.
so Brian,
They are.
just-
They're not messing with the Ducks.
Brian.
They're messing with me, Kev.
Are we talking movie 1, 2, or 3 now?
3. Anyway, so Bri, just when you think you're safe, just when you think he won't pounce, Brodo, and then it's too late for you.
I don't like how close you got to me. That made me feel really uncomfortable.
Well, that's
I think that's a lie.
Now you know how you feel with Brodo in the room all the time. Just a demonstration of what it's like. Anyway,
Anyway, go ahead.
so all of that being said, guys, Western Conference predictions. What division do you think we should start with? Should we save
Central.
this man's division
Central.
for last?
Lego
yeah,
Central.
Yeah,
Central.
Central it is, which has
We're gonna work bottom up.
Which,
Agreed.
yeah, we might as well. Central Division, by the way, there are 7 teams in the Central, 8 in the Pacific. So what that means is that when Seattle comes into the league in a couple of years, a team's coming to the Central Division. Before we dive in, gentlemen, what team do you think leaves the Pacific Division to join these gentlemen?
Calgary.
Calgary. Okay, we've got
Coyotes.
Phoenix. Okay.
I don't know.
It's either
I-
going to be Calgary or Edmonton.
I'm thinking of location, but
I'm thinking Vegas.
Maybe Edmonton or Vegas. Vegas would almost make sense just because they're the newest team. They really don't have they have a rivalry, but they don't have a true 40-year rivalry yet. So you might as well, just move them. I mean, it's not, to me, it wouldn't be the biggest deal.
I follow the same path because I think geographically wise, you could put Vegas and Dallas in the same division and have them be rivals.
Trevor says Arizona.
Arizona, that's a possibility. Arizona's right there,
Arizona's
so
close
that's
to
quite
Texas, yeah.
possible. So there we go.
Should have taken the under in this game. I was thinking about it.
Oh yeah, the Panthers and the Bucks are playing right now. In case anybody was interested in football.
If the NFL hasn't realized yet, Thursday night football games suck.
I think I'm the only one that noticed that
Look, he even looks scared.
so far. All right, so where are we going? Central Division.
Central Division.
let's
So
talk.
we're starting off with our bottom teams. The 7th place team. I put the Blackhawks here.
I hate every single one of you.
Michael?
I missed that. What happened?
Ryan
Oh,
wrote down
He
Team
said he's
Iceland.
got Team Iceland.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I see
they're-
a bunch of quacks.
What, you don't want to go for Team Trinidad Tobago? Man, they had it all over that tournament.
Man.
Well, it was Trinidad, but they were just billed as Jamaicans. Anyway.
Somebody come save me. I can't
The door's
I
right
can't do
there.
this anymore.
Okay.
Don't go. Don't go.
Actually, yeah, don't leave us with the Devils fan. Anyway.
I'll leave the rookie alone for now. The guy's been here for 5 minutes.
And he's a Devils fan to boot.
Yeah,
I've heard worse.
I've heard worse.
All right, so Chicago Blackhawks, I put them down here in last place. Not because the team is absolute garbage, but the fact that
All the other teams actually improved.
yes, and also on top of the fact that Chicago kind of needs to start putting people around.
They also lost
Kane and
Quinville.
Taves. Yeah, that didn't help nothing
Losing
either.
Quinville really hurts. I have them
Yeah.
in my 7th place as well. I have them collecting 82 points this season. They're trying to rebuild the teams that won the Stanley Cup for them.
Which is
they
bad.
brought back in Andrew Shaw.
No.
You have Brandon Sods there. They did a smart move by re-signing Brandon Perlini, who kind of underperformed for Chicago. But I think he's still a really good young player that hasn't even touched his potential yet.
They got Ole Mata.
They picked up Ole Mata at the trade deadline.
They did. One of your old buddies.
They brought in Zach Smith, and they brought in Calvin DeHaan as well. So it's tough because you don't know if this window is closing or opening for Chicago.
Yeah.
Because you still got Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves. This
And
team's
they're-
still going to compete.
and they're still very
Yeah.
young.
And they're
you
still
know?
very young. Not having Quinville, I think, is going to be the only reason Chicago.
Also,
finishes
the
alive.
other thing they have to worry about is their goalie situation. Crawford's been
Crawford.
shaky.
Yeah.
He's more. He's
He
always,
either
he's always
does
been
really
shaky.
good or he's really bad.
He's always been shaky in the regular season, but come playoff time, when he gets there, he's been fairly clutch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have to make
I
it
just-
there, though.
Right.
I just
That's
can't.
the problem that I'm going to see that you saw the last couple of years and you're going to see again this year.
Yeah, I just can't see a team with Taze and Patrick Kane coming in last place in this division.
That's how I thought, too.
I have them second to last. I have Minnesota Wild finishing last
And
in
I
this
also-
division.
I also agree with Michael over here.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page right here.
I have the Minnesota Wild finishing with 84 points. I mean, I think the Central out of the two divisions, I think will be the most closer
It'll
in
be the most
points.
You're going to have
competitive,
1
yeah.
to 6 that are going to all compete.
I
And I'm not sure where we are right now.
Yeah,
but
I mean, pretty much where I have Minnesota Wild finishing with 84 points.
it's close to where
I
I
have
Yeah.
them. I have them at flat 80.
I have them at 88 because they did bring in guys that can score. They brought in Matt Zuccarello.
Yeah.
Ryan Hartman is going to be able to do a little bit of two-way play.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought in Victor Rask as well,
the
who's proven to be he's a
Oh, yeah.
a good
He's
assist.
solid. Yeah.
should we call the Hartman getting traded from two different teams in the offseason the Great Hartman flip? Because he literally was a Dallas
Poor guy.
Star for 2 seconds and then went to Minnesota.
Yeah, but again, just since we're already on the talk about the Blackhawks, I only have them finishing right above Minnesota Wild with 87 points. So,
I mean, like I said, I'm relatively close. I got Minnesota finishing in 6th with 88.
mhm.
Like I said, they do have some offense. There's Devin Dubnyk is still their goaltender, and they've always had a good defense.
Good defense, yeah.
My thing is with Minnesota, they're an older team, So I'm believing this is when the older players on their team are going to start declining.
See, it's
Parisi, Suter.
Well, they finally got Parisi back. He's finally healthy, and he started to produce again. I think you're going to see, unless he gets hurt again, you're going to see another good year out of Parisi next year.
I mean, the thing is about Minnesota, what's really always been weird about them is that they've always been a defensive-minded team.
But they have these offensive masterminds.
Which now they need to change that. They need to be more offensive-aggressive. They can't stop. They can't just continue being defensive-minded. And I understood when they had defensive players, and they had predominantly defensive players with some offense mixed in. Now they've got a lot more offense because of the acquisitions that you mentioned. It's okay. You got to flip the script. It's got to be a more offense-heavy team. But I actually have Minnesota finishing 6th. I think that they just will not be able to compete with the other. Well, they'll be competitive, but they won't be competitive enough with the other teams.
Real quick, just a couple comments rolling in here before we move on. Trevor Harris says he's got the Wild. Bob Chambers, Bob, how you doing? Says
Hey, Bob.
Bruins win the Cup. Trevor says Wild being last, the
Who
team
wins
is
the
in
Cup?
Cap Hill.
Who did he
Boston.
I don't know about Boston. I mean, yeah, they can pull a great season out of their ass for no reason, but I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough for them to get through the East again.
Did they sign Charlie McAvoy back yet? I don't think they did.
I don't
They're
think they
close.
No,
I heard they said they're close.
I've heard the rumor that McAvoy's agent didn't want to talk with them, but obviously they've been talking again, so we'll see what happens.
Jeremy Miller says, "Let's go Devils." What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, finally.
Trevor Harris says it's Robin Lanier and Corey Crawford in net for the Blackhawks. Michael Chromiak. Chrome, you can catch him on Birds of a Feather on Tuesday night. Lazy booking on Thursdays right before us.
Yes.
Says, hey, fellas, Provorov signing is huge. I'm excited about this team this year.
Mm-hmm.
And responding to the poll question, I do think the Cup comes out of the West.
Okay, then.
What else we got? Jeremy Miller says Wild is going to have about 85, 86 points.
Okay.
That's a fair
that's
analysis.
fair.
It is fair. Because remember, Bruce Boudreau is still a very offensive-minded coach.
He is.
That offense is going to produce.
I hate
just
looking at Bruce Boudreau.
How do you think I feel?
To me, it's just he looks like Santa without the beard, and it's just it just bothers me.
Yep.
All right, we got to move
so
on.
anybody
We're
give
on Boudreaux for like an hour.
everybody give their 6th place?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm going with the Blackhawks at 87 points.
I have Blackhawks at 85.
But
so we're not far off.
but we basically have the two same bottom feeding teams.
Yes.
We have Chicago and Minnesota.
Yep.
And then we go to the number 5 where I put the Winnipeg Jets in.
You have them dropping off that much?
I think so.
I can't see it. Well,
I mean-
again, like I did mine with Lane being on the team.
Which he will be.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Things change to me if
The
he's
reason
not, though.
why I think is because I think that the division is going to be very competitive, and I mean, if Hellebuck does an unbelievable job again, I could see this team like being 3rd place in the division, maybe 2nd. But if not, I think that Colorado might be able to actually do something this year and actually cause them enough frustration. Like, I actually think it's quite possible.
I mean, in my 5th, I have the St. Louis Blues. I have the defending Stanley Cup champs. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that they're in 5th place. I mean, they're in a very tough division. Players around them are getting better. Teams around them are getting better. St. Louis didn't really make a ton of moves this offseason. I think their biggest move was getting Mike Vecchione, which I think he's going to wind up replacing Pat Maroon.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't that much of an upgrade.
But it wasn't that much of an upgrade. They didn't really do much, which I don't blame them for. But I still see him finishing with like 93 points in 5th place.
Yeah, I also have the Blues finishing in 5th place. I mean, realistically, when we look at how they started the season last year, they were the worst team in the league, and then to come back and win the Cup. If they get in that same situation again, I can't see it happening again, where they're going to come back from the bottom and be a playoff team.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
again, it all depends how they start. I mean, Jordan Binnington obviously is a great goaltender. We'll see what he could do in year 2. But I just, again, the Blues didn't really do any changes, and they were technically, I mean, obviously, yes, they won the Cup, but they were not a good team. You know, they were not a good team. They weren't consistent with how they played all year, obviously, until the end when they needed it the most. Again, yes, they won the Cup. Do they do that again? I don't think so. I have them finishing 5th with 90 points, though. I mean, they're close. They're close to a playoff team in my eyes.
Did
but
you copy mine?
I said it first.
Jeremy Miller says.
Fuck, I mean, copy you.
He doesn't get the Colorado hype. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be covering Colorado shortly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Yeah, so.
I don't agree. But let's move on.
All right, 5. Who else you got? Who's everybody else?
5,
got?
I have St. Louis as well at 90 points as well. Again, how Michael over here already said, they played terribly in the beginning, the first half last year. And all of a sudden, they just caught fire right after the All-Star break.
A lot of that happens when you change coaches. Same thing happened with the Flyers. He changed their coach. They didn't set the world on fire, but they played a lot better through the stretch.
You heard that too, right?
The Anacondas are back?
No, it was like almost like a piano kind of noise. It was like. Ding, ding,
It's probably from a computer.
Yeah, that's probably mine.
All right.
Whoop, no, down, not up.
All right, number 4.
So wait, Matt, what was your 5th?
My 5th.
Oh, Winnipeg.
I had Winnipeg.
Okay.
My 4th, I have the Colorado Avalanche. This is where I put them. I have them finishing 1 point better than the Blues at 94. They brought in, now barring a suspension for this guy, bringing in Andrei Burakovsky, Nazem Kadri will definitely help the offensive side of them. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare will help the
Good
defensive
pickup.
side.
Mm-hmm. Penalty
Two-way
kill.
play. Yep. Nikita Zadorov was a huge pickup for them as well. So he'll definitely help that defense solidify that. And Giannis Donsky, he'll be another really good two-way player for them. So, I mean, they've upgraded in just about every position. So
Now, sorry,
Go ahead.
Now, this is where mine got split off a little bit. I have either the Dallas Stars or the Winnipeg Jets without Line A. What was it, 5?
4.
4. Winnipeg, it's as a team, played very well. Line A just made them better. To me, Winnipeg still has it. That's why I didn't make them drop off so harshly. But also with the Dallas Stars, they are a very young team that actually now have really good, or once good, maybe still good, veterans that are going to come in and help push the young guys forward. And Corey Perry, Pavelski.
yeah,
And don't forget that they have actual goaltending this time around, unlike the last time. So, for me, 4th place, I put St. Louis. I think pretty much all the same reasons you guys had them 5th. I don't see them. I mean, I could see them getting in on a wild card spot at best, but for them to make it as a division standing, that's going to be a little tough for them.
So
at least I believe that it would be.
I'm not taking any credit away from them. They're defending Stanley Cup champs for a reason. They're a good team. They're a very good team. I think you're going to have a little bit of a hangover from that since it was the organization's first. You saw a little bit of a hangover in Washington earlier on this past season. You're going to see that from St. Louis as well. They're going to get off to a slow start.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're going to kick it back up and probably about the midway point of the season, you're going to see them kick it back into gear. But they're just not as good as the guys who I have in the top 4. They're a good team. I just think these other teams are better.
Yeah. I have Colorado in 4th place as well. Again, 1 point ahead of the Blues at 91. These two teams, obviously, they could flip back and forth between 4th and 5th place. Avalanche, they made a lot of great moves, but to me, there's still those 3 other teams that I believe that are stronger than them, offensive, defensive, goaltending, better than them. So, more of why I have them in 4th.
Now, did you give your 4th, Dean?
My 4th, it's between the Jets and Stars.
Okay. So for me, 3rd place for me, I went with a bold one, and the reason why I went bold is because every year there's a bold team that sticks out and winds up stealing a spot in the division that they overachieve for. I think the overachieving this year is going to be Colorado. It's either going to be them or it's going to be Florida. It's going to be one of those two. And sometimes it happens in conference. One overachieving team in the West, one overachieving team in the East.
Islanders last year.
Yeah, I think Colorado's going to be the overachieving team.
I'll give that the
Let's give a
Hurricanes.
quick shout out to
more than
Eileen Pompey.
Islanders.
She's jumping on real
Islanders finishing
Oh.
2nd wasn't overachieving.
Hi, Eileen.
quick. Hi, Eileen.
Hi.
She says she
I-
wants to say hi real quick.
Oh, cool. Hello. No, but just to go to his point, I think the Islanders overachieved finishing 2nd in the Metro last year.
In my opinion, the Hurricanes were overachieving. No one expected them to do anything.
Well,
Well, they didn't
no-
expect them to get to the East Conference.
Yeah,
no.
but I mean, it was a wild card position where we're talking about the Islanders, who
yeah.
were finished 7th with Tavares, and then losing him.
And
You
got
would think
better.
that okay, they would have got worse, but instead they finished 2nd.
That shows that it was Barry Trotz who brought
there's
his
no doubt.
system
There's no
to
doubt.
the
As much as I
Islanders
hate
and
him, he's a
fixed it.
great coach.
He absolutely is. He's always been. Look at everywhere he's been as a head coach.
Let's be fair. You have to be a great coach to be able to get Washington a Stanley Cup. Let's just put it to you that way. You have to be that good to get that to
Cam
happen.
Newton doing what he does, throwing interceptions.
All right.
Can you say overrated?
Both of these quarterbacks suck.
They really do.
Okay.
Back to hockey, folks.
And believe it or not, I actually know who Tampa Bay's quarterback is. but
Um,
anyway.
listen,
Famous
as far as
Jameis.
overachieving goes, I think the Hurricanes were definitely the overachieving team. They
last year. Yeah.
they were riding high and they just rode it all year long.
I think their overachieving came in the postseason. The moment they overachieved was the moment they beat Washington in 7.
Yeah,
That
beat
was the moment. It's like,
Washington.
all right, Carolina overachieved this year big time. But the Islanders, I think, as an overachieving squad, they overachieved primarily because no one thought they had any more talent. And then once they showed, they actually did have talent after Tavares. It's hard to tell when the whole thing is wrapped around him and the team does nothing after that.
Right?
You
They
know?
didn't call it an interception.
Yeah, well,
So
there was a penalty.
anyway, so all along with that, but yes, I put Colorado at 3. I think they're going to overachieve this year and snag a division spot. I think it's quite possible for this team to pull it off. Do I think they get any further in the postseason? Hell no. I think they get killed in the first round. But at the end of the day, I could totally see them pulling off an upset and taking
Yeah,
third place in the division.
I mean, I think it's possible. I have the Dallas Stars finishing in 3rd place.
That's where I have Dallas.
I have Dallas with 97 points. They were a team that was strong last year and just couldn't.
Keep it going.
Yeah, once the playoffs came, they just shut off.
Well,
like a lot of teams this year,
and
honestly.
I think their additions this year in this past offseason with Corey Perry, Joe Pavelski, Andre Sekera, I think bringing in those guys is really going to help keep
A
this
lot of
team
solid
going.
vets. I mean,
Yeah.
Corey Perry, this is a prove-it year for Perry, honestly. I mean,
Absolutely
he's
is.
going to want to.
He's finally 100% healthy.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to want to show that, hey, I could still play,
And I think
Injuries
he's
aren't
going to
gonna take
fit in
over.
well with the Dallas Stars, as much as it pains me to say that, and it literally just turned my stomach. But bringing in another captain like Joe Pavelski to back up Jamie Benn,
Yeah, I think this
another
team's going to be
leader,
solid.
another presence in the locker room. Amazing.
He fumbled at the next play anyway. The fuck does it matter?
My number 3 was going to be Winnipeg Jets with Line A, or again Dallas Stars. They're going to be they're going to be interchanging to me all season.
Okay.
Okay, then. So on to our number 2 spot, the runner-up of the Central Division. I put Nashville here.
I agree. I put Nashville as well.
Yep. I got him with 100 points.
I think Nashville, they definitely will probably break triple digits, but the thing is, I don't think they'll win it only because they did lose PK Subban, and I do think that might hurt them a little bit. Maybe more than they realize it'll hurt them, but not enough to where they take a massive step back. But
Well,
I still think that they will.
They break 100. I
Yeah.
think they do. Steven Stantini did come over in that other end of that trade, so he does help keep that defensive course solid. But you also got to
well-
remember, they brought in Matt Duchene as well, so he's going to help the offense.
He's going to help the offense tremendously.
So, you got that. So whatever steps back they took on offense or defense, they took a step forward in offense. Bringing in another guy like Matt Duchene.
Which is perfectly fine, and
With
that's
the Matt
why.
Duchene, I agree with. The only thing with Steven Santini, I liked the guy when he was with the Devils. The problem is with him, he never played good. He got on the ice, he fumbled the puck more than Voracek. He couldn't shoot. He was a great defender, which is something that I don't think Nashville really has right now. They have scoring defensemen.
Well, that's just why I think Steven Santini is going to be a good fit for the
He's going to be a
for the
third
Predators.
liner, though. That's the only thing.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you got Roman
If he even
Josi.
makes the team.
You got Roman Yossi and probably. Well, I mean, he'll probably be with Dan Hamhuis on this third pairing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you still got Matthias Eklund. You still have Roman Yossi. You still have a couple other defensemen I'm blanking on that are fairly good defensemen in the league. So I mean, you're looking just to find a little bit of depth, and I think Santini brings that, and he brings that defensive defenseman.
The main thing the
Something that they're
PK
missing.
Subban trade brought to them was cap room. That's how they were able to afford Duchene.
Which is fine. Like I said, he's I think he'll be fine in Pittsburgh or Nashville.
Please, no. No more. No more star players to the Penguins, please.
I'll take him.
What is going on over there?
I don't know.
What are you two up to?
Did Roska say somebody to the Penguins?
No, Roscoe's probably got like Sidney Crosby and Penguins in GM mode or something.
Jeremy Miller says he's tough. Maybe Santini just needs a change.
Okay. I'll give him that.
It's possible. I mean, again, though, I still think, like, as Nashville, I think that, they won the division. They were very strong. But I think actually them, if they actually take second place, I think it's better for them. Because for whatever reason, when this team leads the division, they don't do shit. They're just terrible in the playoffs after that. So I think, like, hey, just don't win your division. Just as simple as that. Doesn't really mean anything.
Take
You
a
might
small
win the
step
cup.
back. No one's going to think of you.
Yeah.
I personally still do have Nashville winning the division at 105 points with the Winnipeg Jets finishing second with 100. To me, I don't know. I mean, obviously getting Duchesne in Nashville is a big acquisition for them. Yes, they lose, obviously, defense, not having PK there. But they still have Pika Rene, who is
A great goalie.
one of the best goalies still in the league, which helps.
And he's still playing at a high level.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, what is he,
As-
35 years
well,
old? And he's
Also,
still
as long as
playing.
he stays healthy. That's another
Yeah,
big thing.
I mean, which
Renee.
he's been fine with. Health hasn't really been too much of a concern for him. But I still just see Nashville. I mean, to play a game in that building, it's not easy. I mean, that stadium is loud.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard it during the Stanley Cup. I mean, it was hard to play there. So.
Yeah, they got the little chant every time they score on you, too. So that's kind
Yeah.
of it's, as annoying as it is, it's kind of intimidating when
Yep.
you're out on the ice and you hear all that.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys give your number twos yet?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Yeah, I
agreed
basically
with you.
finished.
Okay. And then, Brian, you have yours, right?
Yeah, my number one is Winnipeg. I think regardless,
It's a tsunami.
it hurts. It hurts a little bit that they lost Jacob Trouba.
Brian.
Sorry.
It hurts that they lost Jacob Trouba, but they get Josh Morrissey back. You lose Tyler Myers. They don't really bring in anybody, but their focus is signing all their young guys, all their RFAs back on contract. They still got to get Lane done. They got to get Connor done, but I think they're still good enough with Connor Hellebuck in that
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
I
still going to
agree.
be the best team.
That's
in the Central Division.
Kyle Connor?
I think it's Kyle Connor. Yeah.
Kyle Connor. He's pretty solid.
He had a really good year last
He had
year.
a really good year last year. I think he put up close to 80 points, if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those
So
young talents.
They got to get him back under contract, and they got to get Lane back under contract.
Yeah.
And I think once they do that, which they will, and they'll have it done before the season starts, they'll be fine. They're still training.
They
so.
do have to get it done soon, though. Real
Agreed.
soon.
Okay, so for that, number one for me, I have Dallas. Reason why I think is that they have the goaltending now, which they did not have a few years back, which is what was killing them in the first place. They have a lot more that they got. Yes, they got older, but at the same time, though, they had a young team to begin with.
They got experience.
They got experience. Like the Flyers got experience on defense. They got experience on offense, which
Yeah.
is going to help them.
Huge,
And
yeah.
here's the thing. People should not sleep on Corey Perry. He's still dangerous. I mean, yeah, he had those few years in Anaheim where he wasn't doing anything, but it's like not all that's really his fault. That whole team was going through a weird phase, and
Well,
Brian
his
obviously
injuries is really
was the
what's
main
been
cause
holding
of
him
it.
back. His
And-
right knee was never the same after
Yeah.
that one injury, and it never healed properly. He never had surgery. Once he had surgery, he came back in February. He did look like he had a step back in his game. Did he have as many goals? No, obviously not, because he only played for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you saw an upside to him.
Yeah, and then as for they got Joe Pavelski on top of that, who's
Yep.
another guy who's just like that's another guy that's like, yeah, you may not think too much about it when he was in San Jose. It's because they had a whole bunch of other guys to distract you from him.
Yep.
It's like Joe Pavelski is still dangerous, very much so. I mean, arguably,
He will always be dangerous.
and was arguably the best U.S. player in the league before Patrick Kane showed up. So I mean, though. Actually, correct myself, before Zach Parise showed up. But anyway,
now,
point is,
mine is a little bit of a shocker. I'm actually going to be giving it to the Avalanche.
wow. So
That's
you think,
bold.
See,
He's going to be wearing a unicorn shirt, and I like it.
I will never dare to try and say that the Avalanche would win the division. Woo! Okay.
They're
For
good.
me,
They got a lot
from-
better, but
They
For
did
me,
get a
they
lot
got
better, but
better minus the stuff on Burakovsky, but they're a very fast team. They are truly starting to prove themselves as one of the most scoring teams in the league. They were number 1 or 2 last season. I feel like-
that first line of theirs is ridiculous.
Oh, their first line's crazy.
and their second line's not even that much below them either.
if
No
they,
one just thinks of them because they're out in Colorado.
Here's the thing, though. If that winds up happening, that means Semyon Varlamov absolutely stood on his head.
Yeah.
That
He's not even there
entire
anymore.
season.
Or-
Oh,
no, no,
crap,
no,
I forgot
no.
he's not there anymore. Who's the goalie in Colorado again?
I think he's going to be Philip Grubauer for now.
Who is
Grubauer.
average to above average, but to me, it's the offense in front of him that's going to give him a little bit of lean room. If he makes a mistake, the team's going to pick it up.
See, I would have believed it with Varlamov. I don't know about Grubauer.
Listen,
I
Grubauer's
just-
he's not a bad
He's not
a bad
bad.
goalie. But they did upgrade the defense in front of
They
him,
did.
so they will play better in front of him. And the Avalanche offense is the Avalanche offense. As long as they have Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog, they're going to be
fine.
dangerous
Yeah,
on the first
but
two lines.
Mikko Rantanen was phenomenal
Oh,
on that
yeah.
line,
They
That's
still
too.
need to get him. They need to get
They-
him back under contract.
They
too.
do,
He hasn't
yeah.
signed yet either.
He's the big question
He's
mark
asking
right
right
now in
under Mitch
Colorado.
Marner money right now, which is close to $10 million.
Listen, I would give him that.
I would give it to him in a heartbeat.
Here's the thing, though. If they're waiting until Marner, does a bid, then they're going to be waiting forever at this point in time. Because Marner, I don't think he's signing with Toronto.
I
I
think he does.
actually do.
I don't
No,
think he will.
They can't afford him.
I
They'll
honestly,
figure it out.
if
They're
they
gonna have-
do, then they're trading somebody.
Well, they already traded Nazem Kadri, who has a pretty hefty contract.
They
Or
did.
had. Nikita Zadarov, I don't know what his contract looked like.
It
but
wasn't big. It was just long.
They may still try to trade
They
that.
might still. I still think they got the room. I think they get it done.
$13 million?
I don't,
He's
he's not getting $13 million.
He's
See,
going to
that's
at
the
least
thing.
get 9.5.
I think Mitch
That's
is.
the problem.
I think he's gonna wind up signing a contract that's gonna wind up being between.
They already
8
have
and a
Austin
half.
Matthews, mostly
Okay.
team-friendly
Let-
big contract, and John Tavares' Uber contract.
See, here's the thing. If Toronto actually knows what's good for him, though, they won't re-sign Mitch Marner. And I say this because that way they avoid cap hell. And that's the best choice for them. I know that's.
Yeah, but how long of a contract is Mitch Marner looking for?
But that's the
Does he want
thing.
a long-term
That's-
deal? Or does he want a short?
He wants
deal?
short-term right now.
Well, okay.
So
but
you
he
give it to
wants-
him and you give him 8 and a half.
Okay, maybe that's actually a little bit better for the Mitch Marner to be signed back if it's going to be that, if it's only a shorter contract. If it's a longer contract, then it's like, no.
His
the
agent
best-
says
the
he
best
only
way
wants
is
a
to avoid.
one-year deal because they are looking at the long term. He's going to get more money later.
Okay, so if they're only trying a one-year deal, then it's like, okay, then why haven't you signed him yet? Like, that's the way I look at it.
Because he's
Maple
asking for
Leafs-
so much.
I think the Maple Leafs also want him longer. They don't want him for a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
If
but
they were going to trade him, they would have done it by now.
here's the thing. Well, I'm not saying trade. What I'm thinking is like, if it's only a 1-year deal, if you just bite the fucking bullet and you sign him for the 1 year, and then you see what his offer is then, and it's like, okay, fuck you. Like, that's basically how you got to approach it. If he wants to be this way and he wants to be difficult, you sign him his 1 year. You see what he does then, and if he starts to be annoying and
Trade
at that-
his ass away.
If he starts to be regrettable, it's like, all right, fuck it. You know what? This guy is unreasonable. He goes somewhere else. We'll send him out west. We don't need to deal with him
Seriously.
then. Like, that's
Who
pretty
knows?
much what you do.
That
then.
might be the Ducks right there.
That to
Maybe.
me to
Maybe
me.
not.
I'm just looking at this from the GM perspective. I'm like, fine, you get your 1 year, but if you start giving us ridiculous offers, I'm like, fine.
You make me
You go
nervous.
somewhere else.
You guys should feel nervous because I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
you, know,
boy.
you know how we're thinking punishment on, whoever has the worst
Oh, no.
predictions.
Oh, no.
I have 3 options on the table.
Oh, no.
Okay,
All right.
I'm thinking.
Is that what you two have been laughing about?
I'm thinking either a shirt like a pink unicorn shirt
Okay.
for a month.
is that
So 4 shows.
so? Is that Dean's punishment, right?
I'm saying whoever
oh, for everybody.
whoever loses,
Oh,
either we'll decide or we'll have the fans vote. Either
I say leave it to the fans.
pink unicorn shirt for a month.
Okay.
Again, for us that would be about 4 shows. depending on how weeks are. It could be 5 on a long month. We don't know. Opposing team jersey.
I mean,
That's not as cruel.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah.
When you make a bet
Or
like this.
do you guys remember Big Diesel? You know, Superman, the original Superman.
Oh no.
Oh.
No, I'm not talking like an actual movie. I'm talking like Shaquille O'Neal with the Pocky chip.
Oh,
You know-
no. I kind of like that, though.
Loser has to eat that live on the show. Obviously, it's only one. It's one and done.
But here's the trick. You have to eat it in the first 5 minutes, and you have to sit on the show throughout. It can't be at the last 5 minutes and then quickly go off screen and get the milk. You can have everything here. You understand my point?
Well, I'm not worried. I'm confident in mine.
So wait a minute. So actually, fill me in again on that pocket chip. 'Cause I actually
So the
forget.
Pocky chip is basically the hottest chip in the world.
Yeah, it's got ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so you just
Might
want
wanna
us
give
to
him a trash
die.
can.
Okay, nice.
The typical Penguins fan.
All right.
Basically, I'm just hoping I'm not here by the end of the season. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, by the way, my contract's up, guys. Enjoy that. Have fun with that, shitheads. Anyway.
I know where you live.
I mean, it would be something funny for the
I
fans to
think
watch.
So, yeah. So
Yeah, it'll be funny for
But
them to watch somebody.
I like
Somebody
all,
sitting there.
I love all 3 suggestions. So what we are going to do is we are going to leave it into the viewers' hands. You guys can vote on this, and
We'll have Ryan. Maybe we can do a vote on the Real Talk page,
Brian's the neutral
Yeah.
party.
yes,
or just on the main page itself. If we could get it okay from Tom.
yeah.
just-
If we're going to put out a poll for everybody, either in the Real Talk group, like Ryan was suggesting, maybe even the main page or what have you, and then that way we can get your guys' opinions out there. Whoever winds up losing this prediction, and which means it is completely off, then that means you have to suffer. And with that
So
being,
might be the
so
most
that's the thing.
ridiculous
Completely
commercial I've
off
ever
doesn't
seen.
mean.
Rudy got fat.
So what does it mean by completely off? Because say if we're all completely screwed.
I'm saying like if you have
Colorado winning the division.
Colorado winning the division and they finish in 7th place, like that's -6 or something like that. You know.
okay.
It's going to be clear who has the worst predictions. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wouldn't count points into it.
No,
No.
points,
Points are
are
just-
not a part of this.
Just
no.
just team placement.
Yeah. Absolutely. 110%
Yeah.
just team placement.
Now, real quick, Jeremy, I do agree Devils have a ton of cap space, not Mitch Marner size. They still have to re-sign Taylor Hall, who is
Probably going to leave at the end of the year.
which, unfortunately, I think that will happen. That's why I feel the Devils making the move that the rumor with trying to get Patrick Laine, I thought that was actually a good idea.
I mean, it sounds
I
like
think
a
it would
good
be.
idea.
He's going to be what, 22 years old?
I mean, here's the thing. You're getting a younger player than Taylor Hall, and he actually has his talent going for him at this time. Not that Taylor Hall didn't, but it's like, okay, he's healthy. So, you go on that side of things. So you just trade up, really. And I shouldn't be telling you this, but, yeah, that's totally. All right. So that was the Central Division. One quick roundabout for our winners. I have Dallas.
Oh, he's
you
not
had
coming
who?
to the Ducks,
I got
bro.
Nashville.
You have Nashville. Dean, you had
Colorado.
Colorado.
He's not coming to the Ducks,
boldest of the
bro.
predictions so far. And Bri, who did you have winning your Central?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Okay, so we got 2 Winnipeggers.
Bro,
I
come
have,
on.
or no, you have a Nashville.
I have Nashville.
Winnipeg.
We're all over the place here.
We have all
We
4
all have,
different
which is
teams.
great. This is perfect. I
That-
like where this is going.
So we know the Central Division is going to be tough, or as we like to call it, Metropolitan West.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, when we come back, we will finish this off, and we will do Brian's home turf, the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
Where will the Ducks finish? Where will his rivals finish? We will find out on the other side.
Let the
But
quacking begin.
Yeah, on the other side, though.
Don't you dare quack in the second half. Good. Keep it that way.
Did he catch that? Oh
All
my
right, guys.
God.
This first half of the Hockey App Hour brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. Located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in New Orleans, PA. Give them a call, 215-369-3300. We'll be quacking back at you right after this.
You're petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour right here on A2DRadio.com. Matt Satsuni, Penguin Munching, Michael Klankoff, doing his
What's up?
one-night stand with the Knights.
What's up?
Right on over there, the great Denson, Dean Sensi, and his shirt.
Yo, yo, yo.
And over here, the Dark Wing, Brian Daly. Oh,
What up?
and we got sign guy behind the board, by the way, in case anyone didn't know, Mr. Ryan Brodo.
That's so mean. You didn't give a shout out earlier.
I know, but it's all right. He made his own entrance. A very quacking-like entrance.
I forget, what was that entrance like? I didn't hear that, did you?
I didn't hear. All right.
I retire.
Brodo, you're on.
All right, guys. So, before we dive into the Pacific Division, just let you know that we are brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accounts located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in your RPA. Give them a call 215-369-3300. Tax season will be here before you know it, so be ready, be prepared, and call Gibson Mayer.
Here we are getting close to that, aren't we? It's already September.
Yeah.
It's basically
Soon
February.
enough.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to give Gibson Mayer a call.
Yeah, definitely, because you'll get every single penny you deserve when you get your nice little tax return back. All right, to the Pacific Division, and we are going to add an addendum to the rules of the bet that we have placed. If you cannot be here the week that the punishment is dished out, if you are to be here next week, that is the day you will suffer. Just letting everybody know there is no getting out of this. The bet has been made. It is a gentleman's agreement. You must suffer the consequences if you fail this prediction challenge. It's as simple as that.
I'm getting nervous.
Okay.
I'm starting to sweat.
All right. Well, don't sweat just yet. You still have the East to predict. So, all right, Calgary's division, the Pacific. More like Brian's division, actually.
My division.
Anyway.
The
Whatever that
scapegoat
means.
to the NHL.
Yeah. The Pacific Division, and since it is the home.
When was the last time you were relevant? 2003?
Ooh.
12.
I mean, you
Like I said, relevant.
you lost that Stanley Cup final.
We were still relevant.
You got lucky when you got there.
We played you two. No, you.
No, you just played me.
And the Rangers.
I beat
And the Rangers.
him, and then you guys beat the Rangers somehow. And then
We were
you,
the only team to actually win a game against the Kings in
And-
the entire playoffs, so I don't want to hear it.
you still got stomped. But anyway.
Well, in the last 10 years, I think we've missed the playoffs twice. So, you can keep making your jokes.
Okay.
We're relevant.
I got Bro to help me out with this.
I don't think he's helping you out. He's not moving.
No, you're a Devils fan. I don't think he.
Yeah, he ain't
yeah.
helping you with nothing.
So,
I hear
all
nothing
right.
but silence.
Moving on. Pacific Division and. Oh, that was great.
Mama's wrong again.
All right. So, since the Pacific Division is the home of your beloved Anaheim Ducks,
Yes, sir.
Brian, I am going to let you start it off with your 8th place team.
My 8th place team is the pitiful Edmonton Oilers.
I'm actually shocked you have them at the bottom.
I have them
You think
with
he was going to
79
put the
points.
Ducks last?
No, I thought he was going to put the Kings last, but good try.
No, Edmonton's honestly, I think Edmonton has gotten worse. The only thing that they did was, I guess, you
Keep
can-
Connor McDavid.
and Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, poor bastards.
Additions include Thomas Yurko, James Neal, Riley Sheehan, and Mike Smith.
Well, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a winner to me.
Hey, man, the Mike Smith might.
I still think that they're better than. I have two teams.
Yeah, but their defense is still shit.
Yeah, their defense is ass.
Their defense is complete garbage.
Well,
and
because their entire team's offensive based.
it's 'cause
what
every
else
time
do
they
you
had
expect?
you're gonna lose.
It's
If you have
him
no
stomping
defense,
his fucking foot again.
Oh, okay.
you're gonna lose. You have no support for your goaltender. Your goaltender's gonna suffer, and you're gonna keep letting pucks in. It doesn't matter how many you put in the net. You got to keep them from staying out to win.
True.
And Mike Smith is a good goalie, but that defense is shit.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. But I don't agree too much. I'm going with the Kings still in last place.
I fucking hate every one of you. I really do.
He's so paranoid. It's great.
I also agree. I had the Kings in last.
Yeah, I have the Kings racking up a total of 77 points.
Edmonton was 79.
I have them. I'm a little more mean. I say 70.
It's probably where I put about Ottawa, maybe a little bit lower.
Well, they have a team,
No,
you know.
Columbus
They have
will
a
be
team.
lower.
Columbus is going to be bad, but they're not going. They're going to be bottom feeders definitely in our division, but they
only
won't, they
bottom
won't be
feeder.
worse than Ottawa. I don't think.
I don't think that. If
think
Ottawa
so.
winds up being better than them, I'm going to cry laughing. But anyway. All right, so last place for me in the Pacific Division, I have the Kings. Valiantly taking that spot once again.
I got the Kings in 7 with
Well, close
82
enough.
points.
Yeah.
Didn't do much this offseason. I think they just took the offseason to get healthy, get everybody ready to go for the season. get everybody adjusted to the system, and I think they're going to be better. Not going to be much better, but they're going to be better.
I mean, I think the Kings' glory days have passed them. I think they need to start, considering a rebuild at this time.
I think they're already there. They just
don't want to admit it.
They should. Like,
I don't think you should have went after Ilya Kovalchuk, to be honest with you.
no, they should not
They
have
should
gone
have spent
after
that money
Ilya
somewhere
Kovalchuk.
else.
I'm so happy he went there.
Yeah, because
Perfect revenge.
But
No.
let's just see. I mean, who's to
Perfect
say he
revenge.
doesn't come
the,
out,
The guy's a freaking genius. He stiffed the Devils.
got out of his contract?
Got out, yeah, and he
Went
was
to
still
Russia.
getting paid. And then went to Russia, made money there, and was still getting paid by the Devils. And then came back to the NHL and stiffed them for $6 million a year.
Oh,
So,
And is still getting paid by the Devils.
and still getting paid by the Devils.
No, he's not
Actually,
getting-
that's not
no,
accurate.
That's not true.
oh, and by the way, the Devils
He
were
was done like a couple years ago. I
How
think it
do-
was
hey,
2 years
hey,
ago.
maybe
maybe.
they're-
No, it's just
I
trying
know,
to be
I know.
funny.
maybe old management's floating him a check secretly, maybe trying to bribe him back to the Devils.
No.
How do you know?
I
you
say
guys
for
are-
another
No.
16
But I think-
years.
No.
They're gonna lose Taylor Hall. They need to fill that
If
void
that happens,
somehow.
I will become a Ducks fan. Hear it now.
Do you really want him in your, as part
No,
of your
we're not.
Ducks
We're not taking. No,
There's no resumes open right now.
no, we're gonna take your application and set it on fire.
Here, go to Vancouver. They'll take anybody. Actually, no. Go to Dallas. They'll take anybody. So anyway,
No, that's Coyotes.
Well, since you just brought up Vancouver, I have slotted Vancouver into my 7th spot.
I have the Oilers in a
Surprisingly.
7.
wow,
Yeah.
you have the Canucks that low.
I
I'm
do. I don't-
surprised.
It's just I felt like they had a good jump last year, and I felt like they kind of, in a sense, overachieved. I don't think they're going to get that far. I still have them at 80 points, but
I see him at 87.
I think that I think they're still a work in progress, but I don't think they're I don't think they're seventh place. I think they're above that, but that's just me.
They have really good young pieces in place in Brock Bozier and Elias Pettersson, and they brought in some good veterans in JT Miller, Jordy Ben, and Tyler Myers on the back end, which is going to really help that defense. They have a solid goaltender. They're going to finish with close to 90 points this year. I actually have them finishing in 6th, tied with Anaheim.
interesting.
Do you have something in your eye?
Yeah. That's what saw my eye going blurry.
Okay.
We're good now. It's an emergency. It's an emergency.
All right. So, and you had who again?
Edmonton.
Edmonton. Okay. For me, I put Edmonton at 7th because let's be honest here, they're not getting any higher than that.
McDavid,
Wide open man, he's
McDavid.
terrible throw.
Edmonton has still been trying to fix their team for almost a decade now, and
More than that.
maybe even more than that, to be honest with you, because they made the Cup Finals win again, 2006, I believe it was. Yeah, it was 2006 because Carolina won it that year. So yeah, it's been a long time since Edmonton's been anything. So yeah, they can't get it together. They're not going to this year either. They're 7th place.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
telling you, they're going to be one of the worst teams in hockey this year.
Again, like they haven't been before.
They
Jesus.
suck. I'm sorry. They're terrible.
I feel
Their
like-
offense is really good, but if you keep Draisaitl and McDavid off the board, you already beat the Edmonton
Yeah.
Oilers.
Which actually, if you have a good enough goalie, it isn't that hard to do, really, when you get right down to it.
Well, I'm going kind of bold. I got Edmonton finishing 6th with 81 points.
That's actually a real good season for them, to be completely honest with you.
That's just me.
You're optimistic for them.
I am.
They'll finally get to that 6th place. It took them a long time to get there.
I don't
I
think they
agree.
finish it. I definitely don't think they finish ahead of Vancouver.
All right. So,
Be bold.
be bold.
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
already
we see how
there.
well
Be
that's worked
quiet.
out.
I'm already bold. I don't want to hear it.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, no one is bolder than him. Actually, I hope the pink one does win, because then what's bolder than
I could
that,
see the
honestly?
sweat already dripping down you with that pocky chip in your mouth.
All right, so on to you had your 6th place is Edmonton. Mine is Vancouver. I still think they're a work in progress, but they still need to find a few more pieces to them. Particularly, I think their goaltender is who again? Is it Miller? No, Miller's
No.
not there no
No,
more.
Miller's
yeah.
in Anaheim.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. He went to the Ducks. It's not Eddie Lack anymore. Who the hell is their goalie? I forget.
Who?
Backstrom.
Yeah.
Markstrom. Is it
Oh,
Markstrom?
okay,
Markstrom.
yeah, that's the kid, Markstrom. I think he's not a bad goalie, but I think they might need to find someone else in the near future. But
I thought he had a solid year last year.
I think he had a
considering who
solid
was in front
year.
of him.
To be honest, with the upgrades on defense, I think he'll shock us all.
he'll be fine. I just think like we'll see. I'll see what happens when they get to the playoff rounds. It's like, all right, let's see what this kid's got. If he's capable of being that goalie, I'm like, all right, cool, they're fine. But for now, though, I still think Vancouver still needs a few more things before they're really ready to kick it into high gear. I think this is a real good year for them, though. Vast improvement than what they had last year. And I think that they may prove to be a headache for some wild card teams. I don't know if they'll get a wild card spot, but I think they'll frustrate some.
My numbers.
I definitely think that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Vancouver's gonna. They're definitely gonna make some noise this year. I have a very good feeling about that.
My number 6, I'm actually having the Anaheim Ducks. Sorry to say this, I didn't think they did too much this offseason.
They didn't because they're gonna be bringing up all their young studs this year.
You might have a gem that's going to bring him up. I just don't see him going anywhere with it. Not immediately. Maybe towards the end of the season, you guys get hot, but it'll be a little too late.
Well, slap him, feel free.
You got Jonathan Gibson. I actually have Anaheim in 5th, actually tied with Vancouver for 5th place. But you got Jonathan Gibson in net, potential trade with Justin Falk. So that helps the defensive side.
Depends on what they
Offense,
give up for him, though.
It'll probably be Andre Kasha.
Okay.
That's the name that's being linked. But offensively, they need to be better than they were last year. And I think with Dallas Eakins taking over the bench, he's going to be bringing up a bunch of hits kids to come with him. So you're going to see Max Jones finally get his full season. You're going to see Max Comtois get his shot. Silverberg is going to be the first guy or the first line right wing. So he's going to be probably with Getzlov and Vakar Raquel. So you're going to see a big season out of him. I see the team's going to move forward. They're going to take a giant step from where they were last year. They're not going to be a playoff team, as I think the 4 teams ahead of them are better. Barely, but better. Don't make noise.
If we're going with the Ducks right now, I don't know. Did you guys say all your 6s yet?
I said mine.
I said mine.
I have the Ducks finishing 5th. I mean, I have them finishing with 86 points behind the Coyotes. Well, kind of gave you guys my 4th answer there. But I have them there about 86 points. Again, like you said, they're going to bring up a lot of their young guns this year. Hopefully a full, healthy season for the whole team. I mean, that's what kind of riddled you guys, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have no Kessler probably for the year. So that's going to put probably Adam Henrique in the 2nd spot. Sam Steele's probably going to take over the 3rd center, and Derek Grant's going to be your fourth line center.
Yeah.
For me, 5th, I did go Anaheim as well. I think that Anaheim, though, here's the thing. If the Central Division is not as tight as we think it will be, but it probably will, who knows? Maybe Anaheim steals a wild card spot. I think it's quite possible that they could steal a wild card spot.
I mean, I would love to see that. Because I think if they make it, they can make some noise with the squad that they're going to have.
I mean, they have to beat out a Central team, which will be tough. But I think it's quite possible that Anaheim might just be able to snag one. That's the way I look at it. I think Anaheim will have a year of rebuild, or more like retool. And with the new coaching and the new system and everything, I think that they'll definitely have a really good season under their belt, and I think that that'll lead to even better things the following year.
All the players are saying how excited they are for the season, and with the new bench boss, and morale's high in Anaheim.
It should be. It should be. Okay, then. So now we go to our 4th place team.
Mike already said his.
Well,
yes.
yeah, I kind of jumped the gun there with saying Arizona. I'm going to give them about 91 points on the year.
It's fair.
That's about where I have them, too. I have them number 4 as well.
I do, too. I got them at 92.
Holy shit, I got to stop myself. We're actually talking about the Coyotes here. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, they
No.
had a good offseason.
And that's my point. Like, it's just weird. I'm not used to that with the Coyotes.
Well, they
You
got
know?
better. They got better scoring with the trade for
for Phil
Kessel.
Kessel.
Well, not
yeah.
even just Kessel. You bring back Clayton Keller.
Yeah.
Michael Chaput's going to be a good 4th line guy for these guys because he can score not much. He's going to get you probably about 6-7 goals on the year. But he's also a gritty player.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
he's going to fit in on that fourth line.
And Ekman Larson will be healthy.
Yeah, they
He
need him
missed
to
a
be
good
healthy.
third of the season
And
last
then they
season.
brought in Carl Soderberg too, so
Yeah.
he's a good role
Yep.
player.
And,
good
and then
third-line
on top of
center.
that, you have Max Domi, and
Domi's gone.
duh. I
Womp,
keep forgetting
womp,
they
womp.
traded him. Like seriously,
He's in Montreal.
I was stunned when they did it though. That was the funny part.
Just like the Jonathan
I'm
Duran
not-
deal.
There's a rumor going around that he might be traded again.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hey, there you go.
You
Anyway,
you bring in Phil Kessel. That's gonna
no, that's
a lot of
perfectly-
scoring.
Yeah, I was perfectly fine with that. move for
That's
them.
about 35 more goals than they had last year.
That, and also the fact that he's no longer a Pittsburgh Penguin. So I was very happy he's no longer there.
Got a couple comments in there, Brian. You want to read them off?
David, I want whatever it is that you're smoking. Frank Vespi chiming in.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
John Cena!
Sorry to bother you at work. I have to go to sleep. To answer the poll, I disagree. I think the cup goes to the East. I have nothing else to say. Good night. Hashtag Mikey Munch and the hashtag Banana Heads and hashtag Ryan's Jello.
He had to get it out. It's been 5
I
minutes.
don't understand.
The sign
why.
guy has spoken.
And he said quack. Anyway.
Big Baby Jonathan Soulful, great show. Thanks,
Thank
John.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
Thanks,
us.
big baby.
Thank you.
And that's it.
All right. Okay, next up, for
I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face.
All right, whatever you're doing over there, David, I need it because Lonnie's not leaving Winnipeg.
I canceled
Lonnie
out
is
Roscoe
staying
right
put.
now.
if Lane winds up leaving Winnipeg,
If he does, he's not going to Anaheim. He's not coming here.
he's not going to Anaheim, but it was like that is a huge loss for Winnipeg.
They're gonna
Like,
send him
but
east.
he's
He's not.
so much.
He's not.
But anyway,
he's not going anywhere.
If
He's
he goes
staying
to,
in Winnipeg.
If he goes to the Devils, I'll be real pissed.
gonna
But
probably sign-
anyway.
He's probably going to sign a 4 or 5 year deal to stay in Winnipeg.
Okay, so on to did everybody give their number 5? And I mean
Four.
Four,
Four.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
duh.
think we all agreed with
No.
Arizona.
Nope, mine's different. I put Vegas here.
Okay.
Interessante.
The reason why I put Vegas here is because, honestly, I don't have much faith in Gallant. That playoffs, that fucking Game 7 just, all right, that sold me on, like, this guy don't know what the fuck he's doing. So it's like, nope. I see why Florida ditched your ass on a fucking road game.
Well,
anyway.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the year before that, did he not get his team to the Stanley Cup Finals?
And it's inaugural season.
Well, what screwed them
And
was
it's
it
inaugural
was a bad 5-minute major, which
Bad call,
allowed
absolutely.
4 power play goals.
No,
Absolutely.
That wasn't even that. He didn't call a timeout when he fucking should have when the Sharks were coming back on him. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're an idiot. Like, fucking call a timeout, dumbass. But not only that, too. I think, really, at the end of the day, Vegas is a team. They obviously couldn't really do anything because they have no cap room. So they just got to go with it as best they can.
Which they still have a solid squad.
They
have
have
a
a
really
solid
good team.
squad, but here's the thing, though. I actually think that the division as a whole, I think that it's still pretty tough, and I think that there's a team that got a little bit has something to prove. And I think Vegas may wind up having to bow out of a division spot. I still think they got a wild card spot. They easily get a wild card spot. But I could possibly see them leaving that third place and not getting it. Like, just as simple as that. So, on to number 3.
That's where I put Calgary.
This
Taking
is-
a huge step back.
yeah, I don't think they're finishing first, but I do have Vegas finishing third here.
I also have Vegas finishing third.
Yeah, I have Vegas getting 98 points, finishing third. But again, cap issues, but they still have a good squad. That's the thing.
It's nothing to do with
They
their
do.
cap. It's more like, to me, I think that they'll wind up competing with another team in the wild card, and I think the team will jump them.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Like, I got Calgary in third. I have them getting 95 points. They're going to rely on the offense. They're going to rely on the defense. They have Cam Talbot in net for him now. Cam Talbot's going to be their starting goaltender. And I think that's really going to take – it's really going to take a step back for Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be as good
Yeah,
as they
not
were
having
because
Mike
of that.
Smith.
Not having Mike Smith. But offensively, they're still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, they're going to be all right.
Giordano. But,
Goaltending is going to be their weak spot.
yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely losing Mike Smith is when you have a 6'7" goaltender, things are usually better for you.
Don't have to move.
Did
Yeah.
Arizona wonders for a while. Anyway.
Yeah,
Plus, they
it's-
also got Milan Lucic now, so that'll bring a little bit of grit.
The
come
thing is,
playoff
you add in Lucic, but you lose Neal, which who didn't do much anyway.
Well, Neil didn't
but
do
Lucic
shit.
He
didn't
didn't
do
do
much
shit,
in
period.
Edmonton either.
We're not talking production. He's a physical guy. He's going to be that guy come playoff time when Calgary gets there. He's going to help put them over the edge because he's
Yeah.
going to hit somebody. He's going to intimidate with his size.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get to do that in Edmonton because Edmonton sucks.
All right, then. Plus, also, Milan Lucic is a piece of shit. But anyway,
Agreed.
so I think we
I
can
still
all
like
agree.
I'm not saying he's not.
I still like him better than Brad Marchand.
I'm not saying he's not. All I'm
Actually,
saying,
believe it or not, I like Brad Marchand more than I like Lucic because Brad Marchand never threatened to kill someone in
He
the
licks
freaking
people.
handshake line. Yeah, but
He licks people.
Lucic threatened to murder somebody. So just saying.
I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure
I'm
he's
pretty sure
50
Wayne
people.
Simmons did the same exact thing.
Yeah, but he did it actually during a fight, not shaking somebody's hand while they were going down the line. It's like, yeah, your team lost. You guys sucked against the Canadians.
hey, shameless
Fucking
plug,
deal with it.
Ralphie. Shameless plug.
What did he do?
He said this song.
Everybody here wants to be like me. Who's gonna win? We'll never know.
You know who he reminds me of now that I'm actually thinking about it? Ralph. No, Peter Griffin.
Oh.
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin. Just wait.
I was thinking, oh, God, what's the kid's name? Who?
No.
No, well, it does
Cartman.
sound like
Well,
Cartman.
He's not
South
Cartman.
Park.
He's not Cartman.
He has to get a lot crazier.
I watch South Park
Bobby.
religiously. He is not
That's his name.
Cartman.
God damn it, Bobby. God damn it. King of the Hill.
Either way, though.
That's who he is.
Either way, though. Shame died. Ralphie
Love
just
you, Ralphie.
sang. Anyway.
All right.
He said this Sunday from 7 to 11 at Penn Center's Bar and Bowl. Me, Ryan, maybe Noah, and Frank will be there. Let's go. Go Birds. There's going to be a lot more people than you four.
Yeah,
he-
I'm not going for you.
He forgot to throw in a bang bang from Cactus Jack. But
Get outta
anyway,
here.
so on to
Number
Get
two.
out of here,
number.
Ralph.
Actually,
Two.
did we? I didn't say my number 3. Hold on. 'cause
Say number 3.
Hold your breath.
My number 3 is Arizona.
Okay.
I think that they'll jump Vegas, but I think it won't be by much. I think it'll be by like 2 points that they manage to steal a third place spot from them.
It's doable.
It is doable.
It's very doable.
Seems
against
very
Vegas.
reasonable also.
Because it's a very weaker division compared to the Central, so it's quite possible. All right, on
You got 6 potential playoff teams in this division.
6, as in Vancouver,
Anaheim and Vancouver could make some noise.
They could be, but it would be strictly wild card. So it's strictly wild card. So I'm not as concerned about that if you're Vegas and Arizona because points difference. But anyway, what?
The fact that
Not
Brian's
surprised to
actually
hear that
laughing.
one. Ralph said, I'm just going for food.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, man.
It's Ralphie. What did you expect? Anyway.
Love you, Ralph.
All right.
All right. Anyway, if he is Peter Griffin, you got to get him to sing "I'm a Tumor." But anyway,
God.
Oh, I'm not having him sing that.
all right, on to
Number 2.
I'm a Tumor. Anyway, on to number 2. We have, for me, San Jose.
Really?
I have Vegas. Get 98 points. No big additions, but they have no losses.
I have Calgary.
I have Calgary as well, still finishing second with 101.
I still think at the end of the day, San Jose is a good enough team. I think they'll still be able to stay in second place. Again, it's a weaker division, but only because of the fact that it drops off once you get to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really the only reason why it's a weaker division, unlike the Central, where everyone's probably going to break 90. So, you know.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised if the top 6 teams are competing.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean,
Listen, Anaheim and Vancouver are question marks, but they're still good enough. They're good
They're
enough.
good enough
They
to
can
get a
make
wild
noise.
card spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about that. I'm saying just division wise. I wasn't saying anything about wild card.
I mean, they can still make some noise for the division too. You never know.
Maybe, who knows?
So, yeah, I have Calgary at 105. I think they're going to have another strong year, not as strong as last year. But it all depends on how their goalie goes. As long as they play defense in front of them, he will be rocked.
I mean, it's Cam Talbot. I don't know how much of a rock he can be.
I don't know.
He had two good
Sounds good.
years in his career.
All right, let's get this thing going. I
All
got
right.
San Jose number 1,
So do I.
Agreed.
106 on the point
99.
scale. 99. Wow, you don't have a team hitting 100.
I don't have a team hitting 100.
Wow, interesting.
Actually, that's not true. I have
I'm saying-
Winnipeg
The
and-
Ducks,
oh,
100
I'm-
points.
I'm saying in Pacific.
No, I mean, I think they're all. It's a fairly even division. I
Yeah.
think they're all. I have them all within 12 points of each other, for the most part. I mean, you bring back Joe Thornton, Kevin LeBlanc, and Timo Meyer. You only really
lost.
lose Joe Pavelski.
Mhm.
You put the C on Logan Couture, which they did this afternoon.
Yeah,
Sharks will be fine.
yeah.
The Sharks didn't have any
I
big
agree.
losses.
I agree. And they got one of the best goaltenders in the league, so
Yep, Martin Jones
Martin
is
Jones is definitely
pretty phenomenal
Yeah,
goalie.
absolutely. So I'll take that.
Yep.
They spent most of their money on their defense, so they're
They
they
did.
better not be letting in any goals.
They did getting Eric Carlson for 27 years and $367 million.
Yeah.
All right, then. I actually went with Calgary. And the only reason I went with
Brian looks very upset.
the only reason I went with
Well, because it's
why would
almost
I be upset?
midnight.
Well, here's
No,
the-
no.
all right,
I thought you said Ryan.
All right, just to finish up, the only reason I went with Calgary is because I'm interested to see what happens with San Jose.
Mhm.
So we'll see. I'm also interested to see what happens with Calgary, but I think either one of those two is going to wind up winning the division.
I'm with you on that.
So, all right, guys, that'll do it for our Western predictions. You know what punishments lay to the person who gets it completely freaking wrong. And we will let you guys vote on that for next week. We will announce what the punishment is. And we will give our predictions for the Eastern Conference. This is where it's going to get really freaking interesting. All right, guys.
Shoot me, please.
That'll do it for this edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. We thank you all for joining us. Matt Sensudi, Mikey Klankoff, Dean Sensi, the Darkwing Brian Daly, the sign guy, Mr. Ryan Rodo. We will see you guys next week here on A2DRadio.com. Brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. Be ready, be prepared for tax season, and call Gibson Mayer.
Also, remember, I think we're having an earlier show next week.
We are having an earlier show. Thank you for reminding me, Dean. 8 o'clock is where we will be starting, guys. We'll see you guys then.
Yes.
Till then, peace, everyone.
Deuces.